Got him. Got the bigger one that time. It's December. Actually, it's the week before Christmas. And we made a run down here for a planned trip with Captain Richard Black. And when it comes to making, well, something happen out of nothing, there's no one better at the helm. He makes it happen every time. So here's a little caveat about this trip down to the Keys. We expected to be able to take my Hells Bay Professional down here. As we watched these weather reports building up to this trip, it looked like it was just not gonna happen. There's no way we're taking it. It's gonna be way too rough. We're not gonna be able to get there. So, my son acquired a Hells Bay Marquesa that I used to own about 7 years ago. So I called him up, I was like, hey, we're not gonna be able to take my Hells Bay Pro down there. It's gonna be pretty bumpy and it's gonna be hard to film out of it. We can get there, I don't think we can film out of it. We need to take your Hells Bay Marquesa. So we got to break in his boat with his brand new aqua traction gig, his brand new Yamaha 115 show for this episode. He's laid that boat out pretty nice. And it just kind of made it special to be able to use Cam's boat for this show with Richard Black, and it turned into an epic episode. It really did. It looks like this wind might be an issue.
Yeah, well, you know, it's cloudy, cold, windy, but I think we got a lot of options. You know, that's the beauty of Florida Bay, and I think we can find something to warm up with.
Yeah. I don't know how you're gonna hide us from this wind, or if we're just gonna just brave it.
It fish bite in the wind, so yeah. I think we'll be out there.
It'll be one of those utility days. Do what the weather allows us to do.
That's it.
Well, we made a trip down here, so we may as well try to make it happen.
Yeah, let's enjoy it. Let's go have fun and see what we catch.
All right.
I grew up in the Keys, spent my whole life fishing, you know, Islamorada to Key West, skiff, offshore, kind of mix of everything. Started guiding full-time right out of college, and this is going on 16 years now of full-time.
It was really one of these plans that had gone awry. We had wanted to do one thing, and then, of course, Mother Nature throws a curveball, and we end up dealing with 20 to 25 mile an hour winds. We're on the edge of a cold front. Water temperatures drop like 10 degrees, and it's just gonna make it hard. On top of that, we're on a big moon. So, no better person to be in the boat with than Captain Richard Black, because he will come up with a plan B that will work every time.
Not bad, Snook.
Ain't bad, Snook. That on the jerk shad?
Yep. He hit it pretty close to the boat, too.
We've been teasing them with that plug, getting them to the top, but once you got a little bit more subsurface, I mean, you got one. And he followed it all the way back to the boat.
He hit it pretty close. So.
Hit it pretty close. All right, we're gonna let this one back in the pool here, and we will get another one. Off he goes.
Part of what makes, you know, regardless of conditions, the day good is just total numbers of days out. You know, I can remember, say, 5 years ago that, all right, I had a tough day and it was blowing this direction and the tide was doing this, and, you know, this spot paid off. And, you know, I remember back when this condition was kind of similar to this, we went and did this and it worked. And that really is what brings forth those good days on tough days.
Got him. Got the bigger one that time. Oh, I'm trying to stay out of the hole. He's on me. Yours is already back.
Got him, nice. There you go.
Oh boy.
Might have to hold that one up.
Yeah, I can see that.
Uh-oh.
It sounds like I'm on wood.
Uh-oh.
Isn't it wild how they can find that? I think I got him.
I think you got him turned. That'd be a pretty good one,
Maybe
though.
not. I'm trying to make progress. Looks like he's breaking out to the right now.
Yep.
And he has got me in the grass big time. I'd like to help you with that one because that's a good one.
Sounds like you got a better one though.
I don't know.
That's a pretty Florida-based specimen right there.
Yeah. Gorgeous fish. I'll get this one up here. Hey, we get a double.
There you go.
Officially, I'm moving as fast as I can with him. I might have some grass on his face now. He's a little fat.
He's a little fatter.
A little fatter.
Oh no,
Look
he's
at that.
definitely, that's a nice fish there.
That is a good fish.
That's a nice snook. A little salad on him.
Little salad.
Look at that. Woo! Beautiful.
Get spine.
Look how yellow they are.
Golly, beautiful fish.
It's pretty cool. We got one on top and one on subsurface.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
basically the plug I'm using is a floater diver. Did a great job. The fish are just, they're hungry. Hungry. Man, that's some good fish. Good action on the light tackle.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than that.
No.
It really doesn't.
Light tackle, throwing light braid.
And catching them, you know, a 2 full casts away. We're casting so far.
Away they go. Woo! Darting off. Nice. Yours took off quick.
Yeah, he did.
He bolted.
Once he got going.
Nice.
That first flat was kind of cool because the flat, probably static depth the whole way across was about 1.5 feet. But out in the center of the flat was a bowl, if you will, that had 2.5, maybe 3 feet of water when we first got started. And that hole just had a wad of snooks sitting around the edges and even some right there in the center. And when you would make a presentation past the hole and work it quickly over the top, boy, would you get a reaction.
Oh, you're on.
There we are.
You're on.
Oh, and he's
Man, he's
running
cutting.
hard the other way. Now he's running the other way. I'm gonna try to duck under you here.
Yeah. Oh, I just missed the bite on the
Did you?
on the change.
Oh, it's a
Nice
good snook.
snook.
It's a good snook.
Man, he was cutting back and forth.
Where are you going,
Man.
buddy?
Talk about feisty.
I mean, he's got some juice. He's motoring.
Back to back, pretty good ones.
I'm telling you what,
I'll tell you what, that fish is like invisible in the water, but not with that white plug on him.
no. This is actually one of the plugs I use for trout fishing. It's a kind of a modification to the 27 MR. Pretty good fish.
He crushed it.
Please be careful. Those
Yep.
are the sharpest
They
hooks.
are some sharp hooks,
They are the sharpest hooks.
but
Woo!
got him.
I'm gonna try to keep that tension away from you.
Yeah,
Look
perfect.
at the size of that fish. Good Lord.
It's a nice snook.
I mean, that is a healthy fish.
Beautiful.
So that is basically a sinking plug, a slow sinking twitch bait. But what I've done is I've changed the weight of the hook by altering it with those BKK hooks.
Yeah, well-
So now it behaves like a floater, and I twitch it to get underneath, and then it stops and it'll float slowly to the top like the double D style Mirrolure, and man, does it do a good job.
Oh, and those hooks stick them. I mean, it just gets a piece of skin and
If
it's
it
in,
just
you
gets
know.
a scale, it's in them.
It's in. So.
It's in them.
And the beautiful thing about Florida Bay is that year-round we have a fishery.
Yeah.
You know, there's times where there's more on the flats and less, but year-round we are able to target these on artificial, you know, hard-baked plugs, soft plastics, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's special to have that fishery.
Yeah. 12 months a year, you can't beat that.
Can't beat it.
Can't pick a bad time.
No, exactly.
Well, I can tell you one thing. It's a good time right now. Just a few days before Christmas, I feel like Santa is bringing me gifts.
No, each one of these is like a perfect gift under the tree to me.
No doubt.
Oh, he's ready.
He's going.
Away he
There he
goes.
goes.
Beautiful. we're trying a little deeper spot. You know, we've had some cooler temperatures, and sometimes we get these early season fronts. It'd be middle of season for most people, early for us, but these fish will push out and kind of lay in deeper water. So just gonna give it a try. If we get a bite, it's gonna be a good bite. You know, bigger snook, bigger drum, maybe a cobia. I mean, you never know.
You never know. We're gonna have to play in the waves a little bit more here, though.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit choppier here. So,
well, we've got the power pole move. It'll keep us right on the zone.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Let's
see what bites.
Let's see what bites.
Got him. There you go. That's the right bite.
That's it.
That's
right
it.
there.
That's what we're looking for.
That was that 5-inch coconut glow.
Saw you glowed up.
I was like, I felt a tick. I just got to catch up to him.
That was more than a tick.
Yeah, more than a tick. Come on, buddy. What are you? Redfish, drum, cove, or cove? Whoa, buddy.
You need me to do anything?
And pray.
Trim up a little bit, help you sweep it back. He looks like he's going towards the back.
Yeah, watch out for that.
Yep, I got you. Nice fish on a light rod there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm wishing I had a bigger rod.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're about maxed out.
There he is.
Nice.
Woo. They're no fun, are they?
Yeah.
Did he throw that jig out of his mouth?
He threw it out as soon as I got it in.
Kidding me? Right there?
Right there.
I almost straightened it out too. I was pulling so hard.
It's a nice fish.
That is officially the easy for you.
It's a nice fish there.
Oh yeah. That is a solid fish.
Beautiful. Light rod, light tackle. Z-Man got it done.
You take snook tackle and you bring it out here and you catch fish like this in deeper water. Your hands are full.
You got it. Away he goes.
That was a lot of fun. The gear that I brought, all the tackle I brought, was designed to catch, well, snook, because that's what we were supposed to do. I didn't bring anything heavy enough to fight current and depth, what we were put into in our plan B. And then I jumped up from a smaller bait to a 5-inch bait and boom, got a cobia. And then as the morning went on, I ended up switching over to the 7-inch, which was the XL streaks that Richard was using, because that's all he uses out there. And then I had to borrow one of his jig heads because he had ounce jig heads. All I had was half-ounce jig heads. And it made all the difference in the world to be able to get that bait to the bottom and have that sharp snap off the bottom, because if the bait's too light, gets caught in the tide, it kind of doesn't fall as quickly as it needs to fall. And they're looking for that hard, sharp jerk because that water's moving and they're laying flat on the bottom. And if you can't stay right where they are with that vertical jigging motion, you're just not going to catch them. Oh boy. Playing through. Pumping like a cove though, isn't he?
No. Technically, yeah, you're not supposed to possess them. So, like, you can dehook them in the water. Yeah, using like these jigs like we're using, CA, you know, you're not really gut hooking anything.
No.
It's always hooked in the corner, and give him a little revive and he'll be good to go right back to the bottom.
Oh boy.
You on?
Yeah.
There you go. I'll send this guy on his way. Down he goes. What'd you get? Oh, you got one too.
Another glass. These are the exact days where being a push pole guide can really, well, suck. Because it is hard to be able to fish a day like today with the conditions without having a trolling motor. And when power pole launched the move earlier this year, it has expanded the way I can fish. There are a lot more places I can go. Not anymore do I have to rely on my push pole 100% of the time. Now I actually have a tool that makes me pretty versatile. And today was the perfect example. We got in some deeper water. We had to deal with some hard current, shredding current in fact, and a lot of wind. And honestly, it was the star of the show.
Look how pretty that thing is.
Pink jig though.
Did the trick.
Boy, he is not gonna give up, is he?
No, he doesn't want to give up.
He's not gonna give us the bait back either. That's one hell of a problem you got there. Shows how resilient the bait is, huh?
I'm telling you.
The bait doesn't get any tougher than that. He might be in a commercial.
There you go. Got him back. Really had to fight him for it.
That's hilarious.
Away he goes. But we got it.
Oh man. How tough? Well, it's Goliath tough.
It's Goliath tough.
Pull him a little harder.
Yeah, that was a better bite. I think that's the real bite.
Might be the real bite.
Very cobia-like. I think he doesn't even really realize he's hooked.
He's starting to figure it out though. He does not like being restrained.
No, coming up. Feels like a pretty good one though. It's a lot of weight. It's not really letting me do anything with him.
Doesn't want to let you pull him up so we can see a little color, does he?
That was a good one.
Oh.
Oh, they're big one with him.
I don't think the net's big enough for him.
I don't know.
actually.
He's
We don't carry gaffs on flat skiffs.
no. Try to tire him out a little bit here.
Yeah.
Pretty
It's
good.
not going to be a
Yeah,
lot
maybe.
of fun to put in a net.
There you go.
Maybe.
There we go. That's a good one there.
That is a good one. We'll get a pick with that
Yes,
one.
sir.
As much as we'd like to keep them, I don't think we got anything big enough to put them in.
No, I think he's way out. He's
Yeah, he'd be 44 if you squeeze the tail down.
yeah, a solid fish.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I don't think it's going to take much reviving in that cold water.
No, he's ready to go. All right, we'll send him on the way. Away he goes. Woo!
That's the way to do it.
Nice. Thanks.
I bet you wore yourself out
That
on
did.
that.
I mean, that was.
That one was a line stretcher, a knot
For sure.
tester, if you will. I mean, heavy.
That's it. Did the trick though.
Oh yeah. This was one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities to fish with a guide that is good at everything. Richard Black is that type of guide. Now, he told me that we were going to go snook fishing, because when we set the plan, that's what we were going to do. As you saw, we caught everything from snook to Goliath grouper to cobia that weighed 25 to 30 pounds. So I was not prepared for that. We were overmatched for that. So I'm going to show you what the snook tackle was. We threw a number of different soft baits and hard baits, but the hard bait that was really kind of the star of the show was this 27 MR from Mirrolure. Now, this is the way they come packaged from the plant. Now, we made a modification to it. We picked up some of these spears. These are a little bit lighter. They're shorter shanked than the factory hook, and they make this bait 1/16 of an ounce lighter. That allows this bait to not sink. It basically floats. It's barely positive on the float. And that way, when you work the bait, it dives into the surface and slow floats back, and it dries fish crazy. I do this for trout all the time. It was a little trick I learned from Captain Billy Henderson. But by doing that, it totally changes the way the bait works. So we paired that up. This is a medium heavy, 7 foot, 1/8 to 3/4 ounce rod. This is the Aquafin series from Fitzgerald. Does a fantastic job. I've got a 3000 Shimano Sustain, and then we also have 10-pound, this is Diamond Illusion. This is their diamond braid that is in the 10-pound class. I also have about a 4-foot section of leader here. Now the leader is fluorocarbon, but what you're going to notice is we tied on a little bit of bite tippet. So the leader itself is only 20-pound, but we've got about 10 inches of 30-pound, well, to fight off those rough mouth snook. You ever find yourself in a situation where you want your plugs to have a lot more action? That longer leader in a lighter weight allows it to move through the guides a lot easier, and then you still have that bite tippet that keeps those big fish from rubbing off. Hopefully, some of these little tackle tips and techniques that you saw on board with Captain Richard Black will put a lot more fish alongside your boat in the future. This is one of the most fantastic fisheries that any angler could ever visit. In fact, people come from all over the world to fish Everglades National Park and the Florida Keys. And a big thank you, not only to Captain Richard Black, but to his father-in-law, Dave Dankert, who ran the camera boat for us today. These guys are superheroes down here. Richard in particular, because Richard's just one of those guides. Guides have reputations for being great backcountry guides, great bonefish guides, fly fishing guides, offshore guides, but no one has a reputation for being able to do everything. But Richard Black does have that reputation, and he's earned it.